If you've been following my channel recently, you know that I've been saying 2022 will be the best year of gaming ever. Not only do I still believe it, but my confidence has only gone up so much due to the epic releases throughout the first few months of the year. There was a point in time when there was a major release every single week. Not only were there releases, but there were big headlines like PlayStation acquiring Bungie and Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard. But that's not where the fun ends, because we're only halfway through April and we have tons of games lined up for the rest of the year. I know I personally have tons of games I'm looking forward to, but which ones am I most excited for? That's what I'm here to do. These are my top 10 most anticipated games releasing in 2022. Before we jump in, if you are not already subscribed, make sure you do so by clicking the big red button down below. Also turn the bell notifications on so you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of my rankings, news coverages, and more. And if you could, leave a like on this video, that way I know you enjoy my content and you want to see more of this type. And lastly, leave a comment down below, let me know your most anticipated games of the year. And with that being said, let's jump in. Coming in at spot number 10 is the Xbox exclusive Redfall. This game is owned by Bethesda and being developed by Arcane Studios, the developers behind games such as Deathloop, Dishonored, and Prey. Immediately when this game was announced at the end of the Xbox Bethesda showcase back in 2021, I was wanting to get my hands on this game, get to know these interesting looking characters, and explore the enticing world. And with the choice of making this co-op vampire survival game, I mean, this just leaves tons of opportunities for exciting moments and cool in-depth gameplay surrounding, character abilities, enemy varieties, like cool atmospheres. I mean, this is something that we really haven't seen apart from zombies, but this isn't zombies. This is vampires, so pretty different. But, we haven't seen gameplay yet, but knowing the minds at Arcane Studios, they know how to make a fun action-packed game and while keeping you entertained from start to finish. While we wait for that official gameplay reveal, my hype only grows more and more by the day. Will we finally see gameplay this summer? I hope so. Will I be playing this game day one? Absolutely. Will it be first or third person? I have no idea. And are there vampires and it looks awesome? Well, yes. Yes, it does. Coming in at spot number 9, Splatoon 3. Now, this game was announced back in February of 2021 during a Nintendo Direct. And for the most part, Nintendo usually delivers high-quality first-party titles, therefore making Splatoon 3 a very anticipated release this year. As a fan of Splatoon 1 and 2, I am eager to see what new additions they bring to the Splatoon franchise and what improvements they make to the gameplay. The post-apocalyptic feel is an interesting choice. However, I think Splatoon fits that post-apocalyptic vibe, and with them focusing more on the story this time around, fans of Splatoon series can't wait to see how they deliver it and how they expand this franchise. Splatoon is quickly becoming one of Nintendo's most successful franchises, and that is due to the overwhelming amount of entertainment, content, community interaction, and the fun that this game brings to Nintendo fans. And, well, with the third installment in the series, this can really only take Splatoon to another level, whether that's up or down. But let's hope for up. Next up on our list is a game that one of my friends won't believe is on here. Coming in at number 8 is Sonic Frontiers. I may not be the biggest Sonic fan, but I do enjoy the character and have had my fair share of games in the past, Sonic Unleashed being my favorite. With this new game, it's supposed to be a huge change from past iterations, with the main change being, well, open world. Something we see a lot of games doing this time. For a super speed character though, the idea of open world sounds incredibly awesome, and as a fan of Sonic, I only hope that they take the proper amount of time to make the game smooth, make the game polished, and make sure there's plenty of content. We haven't seen much on the story, but from what they have shown, it looks like it could be compelling and something we've never really seen from the series. Whether you think Sonic franchise has been a hit or miss, or have lost all confidence in the Blue Hedgehog's games, you can't help but to be excited and wish this game the best, releasing holiday of 2022. We hope. For spot number 7 comes Gotham Knights, developed by Warner Bros. Montreal. And let me tell you, I'm not really the biggest Batman fan. However, I am very excited for this game because I'm a huge fan of the Arkham series. And while I will say I'm not a big fan of Batman, I do love a lot of other characters within the Batman universe, like all his sidekicks, like what we see featured in the game, and a bunch of his villains. His villains are some of my favorite parts about the Batman universe, and having a game post Batman's death could really give us a new perspective and a new experience when it comes to the games. Now, I don't know how they're going to handle the story, because obviously this is a post Batman death, so something we'd never really seen before. I don't know how the Court of Owls are going to work into all this. All I know is from what we've seen, it does look like it will please a lot of people wanting more Arkham games. And while yes, this isn't made by Rocksteady, this is made by Warner Bros. Montreal, which did deliver Batman Arkham Origins. However, this game will be releasing October 2022, and I'm excited because I love the Arkham games, and I want more, and hopefully this game will deliver. Next up on our list is Midnight Suns from Marvel, and this is being developed by the team behind XCOM, published by 2K. When I first saw this game, I really thought it was going to be like a Marvel fighting game, like Mortal Kombat or Injustice, but, turns out I was wrong, as most of us probably know, and it is actually a tactical RPG. Well, for some people that may turn them away. For me, I'm all for it. We saw gameplay, I knew exactly what type of game we were getting, and I was sold from the start, because let me tell you, the first trailer that they showed is one of my favorite trailers in recent years. Just the way they get you hyped with Enter Sandman in the background and the incredible roster of heroes. I mean, this game's gonna be like unlike anything else we've really seen from Marvel and just video games in general, because they're taking the whole tactical RPG to a whole new level by including, of course, iconic characters such as Iron Man, Captain America, Ghost Rider's even in there, Doctor Strange, and the gameplay looks very, very cool, especially for a tactical RPG. So I'm very, very excited for this game. The first trailer got me like so hyped. That's why this game's even on here, just for the first trailer. I didn't even need to see gameplay, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm sold on this game. However, seeing the gameplay really only heightened my confidence for this game, so I can't wait for it to release, hopefully 2022. We haven't gotten an official release date, however, it is slated for a 2022 release. Heading into our top 5 is a sequel to a critically acclaimed game, as well as a beloved game by fans and gamers worldwide. God of War Ragnarok. With the first game being a true masterpiece, hopes are high for God of War Ragnarok. From what we have seen so far, many of the issues I had with the first game have been fixed, and some of the things I loved about the first game have been improved. The real question now is, will the story impact players the way the first game did? The story in the first game was just nothing short of incredible. And also, may I add, it was a one take, a one shot, whatever you want to call it, something we've never seen from games before. Well, I don't know if the story this time will impact players the way the first game did, or if it'll be weaker and leave us wanting more, but for the most part, PlayStation has had a good reputation when it comes to delivering single-player games. And all that can change with one bad game. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very excited to see this installment. The franchise of God of War is just incredible. Will this bring a good new installment to the franchise? Well, I am worried due to the success of the first game, they will be too confident and go too big. However, sometimes they pull it off, and I believe in PlayStation to once again bring us another great masterpiece. So, fans should be excited. I know I'm excited. Now all we need is a release date. But it is slated for 2022. Coming in at spot number 4 is the game I honestly couldn't believe made it this high on the list. And do I think this is going to be one of the best games of the year? No, not really. But when it comes to my excitement and want to play the game, it is way higher than a lot of other games on this list, which is why it makes it this high. And that is Mario Strikers Battle League. This game was announced in this year's Nintendo Direct, held in February, and instantly caught my eye, not only because I love previous Mario Strikers games, but because of the different variety in gameplay, the sweet animation, and just knowing how good Nintendo delivers these Mario sports games. Fans have been waiting for this series to return, and it's finally here. The hype is insane, the hopes are high, and while I do believe this will end up being a phenomenal game, one can only ask how much content will it deliver, and will it be better than previous installments. But I gotta say, from what I've seen so far, from all the anime-like supers, to the team battle, to the customization, to the different stages, to the music, to the animation, I mean, everything just looks great, just so great. However, there have been past Mario sports games like Golf that I do think are weaker than some of the past installments, so will this one continue the trend? Hopefully not. Hopefully it ends up being better, but we'll have to wait and see when it releases in June of 2022. Before we head into my top 3, do me a favor, and if you're not a subscriber, please do so. That way you guys support me in the content that I make. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Now let's get on with my top 3. Coming in third place, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, before comments start flaming me, I think this new generation looks great. Now, not only do I think all 3 starters are enjoyable in their own ways, but the open world aspect is gonna bring a whole new experience to mainline Pokemon games. Just look at Legends Arceus. I mean, that completely changed the game for Pokemon. And overall, I am a huge Pokemon fan, so with the new generation, automatically comes huge anticipation. Hopefully they can improve on the story and the way you progress through the game, because unfortunately Sword and Shield made all of those mistakes. However, as of recent Pokemon releases, they have all been great. New Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Unite, Legends Arceus, Gen 4 remakes, all of them I have enjoyed a lot. And I can only hope that the new generation lives up to what I think it could be, releasing this holiday of 2022. Our runner-up is from Square Enix, and that is Forspoken. Before I go in depth on this game, it has one of the coolest movements and traversals I've ever seen in any game. The way you run, the way you jump, the way you swing from trees, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And that was a very, very selling point for me. And not only that, but there's some very interesting looking combat. It seems like it could be a great story. It's a very interesting idea. Just a teenager from New York gets put into this fantasy world. I mean, that just is so interesting. However, it was delayed from May to October, but I'm glad that it's getting enough time to develop. That way it needs to, because, Square Enix does have a tendency of having hit or miss games. But yes, they do have great bangers in the past, but they've also had some trash in the past. Balan in Wonderland. But, Forspoken live up to the hype. Boy, do I hope so, because this game has so much potential. And this could be another huge franchise for Square Enix. So we'll just have to see. I really do hope it's good, and I really, really can't wait to play it for myself. And finally, coming in first place is the game I feel everybody's waited for so long, ever since it was first announced back in 2017. Being developed by none other than Bethesda, the game Starfield. Yes, Starfield is approaching. We haven't done a ton of information on the game, but from what we have seen, oh my goodness. It has been reported that every planet in this game will be bigger than the Skyrim map. Not only is it being developed by one of the industry's most acclaimed studios, but this is Todd Howard's first new IP in over 20 years. Even if we haven't seen gameplay yet, just from what we know tells you how hyped this game really is, how big this game really is. It's Skyrim in space 10 years later, 11 years later. I'm not sure how long ago Skyrim came out, But you guys know how big modern games take things. And if this is made by the Skyrim studio, it's bigger than Skyrim. I personally find space really, really cool. This could be one of the greatest games of all time. However, big things sometimes do fall, and that's something we do have to accept. However, I cannot wait to see gameplay, because when we see gameplay, this will really tell us if we need to expect greatness or if we need to expect disappointment. If this game does end up flopping, it will be one of the biggest upsets in gaming history. But if it succeeds, it'll be one of gaming's greatest triumphs, and I can only hope it achieves that. This is absolutely, without a doubt, no competition, my most anticipated game, and I cannot wait to see when it comes out. Releasing November 11th of 2022, which, by the way, is the same day Skyrim came out, way back when. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy my list, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Leave me your list down below. Johnny Murr out. Peace.